The cameras, they record almost exactly what we see and what we hear.
You could soon see one of these on a police officer in your town. In the wake of recent officer-involved shootings, more departments are using body cameras.
9 and 10's Evan Dean find out what that means for police and for you, and he has part 2 of this special report, Life on the Line.
The small city of White Cloud is a long way from Ferguson, Missouri or New York City. But for the local police department, it doesn't matter that last year's officer-involved shootings happened hundreds of miles away.
Just as of probably the last 6 or so months, I've noticed the attitude of some people that we deal with change. They seem to be more aggressive. They seem to be more ready to challenge law enforcement, especially with the recent news media coverage of some of the events. I think that it's changed.
You get the sense that, fair or not, police departments are under a microscope right now. And as the public outcry for accountability grows louder, new technology is starting to emerge.
The cameras, they record almost exactly what we see and what we hear.
They're called body cameras. President Obama recently proposed $250 million in federal spending to equip more officers with these devices. But officers in White Cloud have had them for 5 years.
I think some of the sentiment from the public now is that if it's not on TV, it didn't happen. If it wasn't recorded, it wasn't happened. It didn't happen. So it's been huge for numerous cases where those people that need to see it and hear it for their own eyes to believe it, right there it is.
Here's a look at one of the body cameras. You can see it's just about the size of a cell phone, but take a look. Officers say the picture is clear and they say it's very user-friendly.
Right now it's in standby mode. When I go investigate a complaint or I'm on a traffic stop or some other significant event, it's pretty easy, real simple for the officer to use. Press it twice. It's now recording. And then real simple to turn it off. The officer, just large button here in the middle. After about 3 seconds, it shuts off.
So whether it's a traffic stop,
the reason I stopped you, sir, is this taillight back here is not working.
Or an officer responding to a domestic dispute.
I'll do a report on it so we have a record of it. But
the camera goes where the officer goes.
It's helped in prosecution. I've been involved in jury trials where it's helped the juries actually see and hear what the officer has seen and heard.
In Cadillac, the local police department has been researching body cameras for the past 6 months. They plan to test one out to see how it works.
The goal is to have a better conviction rate and a better court display for our drunk and drug driver enforcement.
Lieutenant Todd Golnick says they could be very useful, but he wants to warn the public of the unintended consequences.
And remind you, in America, we place a heavy emphasis on personal privacy. Your home is your castle. If we get called to homes, we are now going into your home and we are videoing inside your home. We are making a public record. And if you have some embarrassing facts in your life right out there in your home, they're going to get caught and they're very potentially could be publicly displayed.
What about the price tag? Officer Evans says they're much cheaper than in-car cameras, but could cost more to maintain.
These are $400 a piece. In-car cameras are $2,000 a piece. However, what the public does have to remember is with the body cameras, it's going to create more work for the officers. It's going to create more work for the administrative staff. More cost to the department to operate with the cameras as opposed to not.
And while body cameras bring with them a learning curve for both police and the public, don't be surprised to see officers in your town wearing these sometime soon. The departments we spoke with say the positives outweigh the negatives.
I have no problem with us being held accountable. Not at all. I think the public's going to be quite impressed how our officers handle themselves in some of these really tense and dynamic situations.
I think that they're going to see the conviction rates start to go up, and I think some of the people that are concerned about police ethics, tactics, things of that nature, I think that they may back off a little bit when they see those conviction rates go up because it's going to be on TV basically in court.
Reporting for 9 and 10 News at 11, I'm Evan Dean.